friend told me, you know what? Let's do something. Why don't we start putting this online? And we're both brokenhearted. You heard that, right?
So if you cut that one thing that, like you're offering to people, then I don't know who you are. You either want to make your brain works for you or against you.
I think at such a young age, I understood that I don't have to give a
Before we dive into today's episode, I'd like for you to join our beautiful community of podcasters. This podcast is brought to you by Podcast Inc., the best support partner for your podcasting journey. Make sure to hit the subscriber button and let's get to know today Neil Tracy Macaside. Welcome, Neil.
Thank you, Sarah. You pronounce it very well.
Yeah, of course. You know exactly what I'm about to do. So I'm super duper happy to have you here. And I know we met before this episode. We spent like a really great time talking over a lot of things. And one of the best things that I knew about you is like you're a Gen Z, you own your own hostel, and you also have a lot of, ups and downs. You went through the stock market, and about corporate investments and so on and so forth. So I wanted to know, how does it feel to go through all of this?
Where do I start, Sarah? Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction.
Of course,
It does seem like we rehearsed it. We did not rehearse this, guys.
Of course, it's definitely not.
Yeah. How does it feel like? We talked about this before. It's amazing how many things we can achieve with grit, perseverance, and courage,
Yeah.
But of course, to get where I am right now is it compromises of a lot of breakdowns, a lot of compromises.
I know it.
What else? Heartbreaks, not only with relationships, but with heartbreaks, with the opportunities that we thought we're going to have, missed opportunities and things like that. But how it feels amazing. It feels amazing.
I like this. I definitely like this. One of the things that I liked about you is your mindset. You talked about something that usually when I meet people on the first time, they don't share these things of like, oh, I had to actually change from this to that. And that felt like this and that. So you told me about like your journey when you start like doing yoga, doing this, doing that, just to have your mind clear and focused on one thing. So I want to know more about like what caused all of this shift of like from like, uni life, university into like, okay, I'm all focused about my money. I'm all focused about my money. I'm all focused about what I'm doing. So how does it feel? Like not in a feeling, but what was the hit?
I'm not sure if I can dive this deep into this topic, but it always started with pain. I would always say that pain is power.
For some people, it's mostly like they're getting wealth from their families and your parents supported or did not supported that. So I wanted to know, for you, was this something from your parents or was it something all by yourself? Like, did you have to work all of
I did have to work for everything that I have right now. I left home when I was very young, I had to leave what then a very dysfunctional family. And I knew at such a young age that I wanted more things. I wanted things that actually would serve me, And so I had to leave house, my home, a very familiar environment, and had to build everything from scratch. Technically, I had to understand myself. I had to reparent myself.
Oh my God, that's a strong word.
It is. I had to reparent myself. And on a financial side, I grew up having, my family came from a, how do you say that? We're not a wealthy family. We're also not very poor family.
You're breaking the curse.
Yeah, exactly, basically. And so I had no idea what I was doing, but I had to start somewhere.
Love it.
But that's something that I learned at a very young age, that if you want to do something, just do it. You know, just do it and start something.
Be a Nike, just do it.
Yeah, be Nike, exactly. And one more thing is just to fake it.
Yeah.
Fake it until you make it. But you have to calculate the risks involved as well.
Yeah.
If you lose, if you make mistakes, of course, you have to learn from them and leverage on those mistakes and learnings and use it moving forward, you know. Just to go back to your question, I have no family wealth. I have no hand-me-downs, basically. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
I started with courage, I guess.
That's a strong word. Yeah, definitely. I can relate when it comes to this thing because, you know, without having the family background, without having any financial support, you can always have a plan A. And what is good and bad about having only a plan A is actually you either make the plan A work or you either make it work. There's no in between. There's no backup point. So I guess for you, that was the scenario, but for you, you had like certain things, like you dealt with stock market before that. So you had some money, you know, saved somewhere and building like on it. So what I wanted to know, like how, like, or where did you get the idea of like, okay, I'm gonna invest, because Gen Zs are, not all of them, but mostly about having fun, you know, Coachella vibes, doing this, doing that, you know. So for you, it was like different because you quit all of that and you focus only on one thing, which is, okay, I'm building my wealth.
Yeah.
You know.
That's something that you do actually if you don't have anything at all. You just have to survive, you know?
Okay,
so
survival mode, okay.
Yeah, I had no privilege of going to a party. When I was in college, I barely drank, you know? I wasn't going to parties with friends and stuff like that. That's because I have nothing with me. I have to build something, you know?
I like how you're being honest about it, like super direct about it.
It's all out there, guys. It's all out there.
Yeah.
Yes, I had nothing with me, basically. I don't spend much on things that really does not give value to my life. I think because at such a very young age, I've had to do that, you know, just enough to survive. Of course, I'm not going to lie with you. I also indulged in a lot of things, you know, new pair of shoes, new iPhone and stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, I would always think that, oh, I have nothing with me. I have no one with me. I have to save. Because if I don't save, there's no one who's going to have
show
me
up
back.
and
show up for me and I don't know, right? So then I started to save. And also I looked for the best possible jobs there is.
Oh my God.
And in college, I think I was lucky. So it's preparation plus the perfect opportunity, you know? And I was given the perfect opportunity to work while I go to school. And it started with that. And that kind of taught me that, okay, wow. I have to save because this is going to be the real life after college. You know? And so that kind of taught me how to manage my finances and stuff. So right after graduating college, I started to venture into stock market. I started with very, very small. Very, very small.
Yeah.
I swear it's very, very small. I was like, I'm going to try this. You know, I have spare this and I'm going to put it there. And then I had no idea I was going to be very hooked into it. I just put more and more until it grew to a point that I was like, oh, I actually can make money out of it. You know, while I was also working somewhere. I was restless when I was a kid. Well, I mean, when I was younger, I was restless. I knew I had to show up for myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
My main question here is like, you said you had to have courage to do things like this. So what was like the main shift in terms of like your mindset that made you like, okay, I'm gonna I'm changing this group because they're not supporting my goals. I know we talked a little bit about it, and you started just focusing on a different side of it, because a lot of us and a lot of people around, they may feel like, I cannot, this is my best friend, I cannot, this is, but he's dragging you down, he's doing this for you, like they're not matching what you're about and what they're about. So for you, you made it so easy the way you said it, but I know there are like a lot of work in the background that made you kind of like just take that foot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think at such a young age, I understood that I don't have to give that, because if I did that, if I do care about a lot of people, their opinion and stuff like that, I will go nowhere, I have nowhere to go. So then it was kind of a nature, I would like to say, it was kind of my nature to not actually care about what other people would think of me. So long as I'm enjoying, I'm having the time of my life. But of course, again, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to lie with you. There are comments, especially from people who are very dear to you, that would affect me, from time to time, even until now, but boundaries, very, very strong boundaries. Tell people you don't like to meet them because they're not giving.
They're not giving. A Gen Z type of word.
Yeah, in Gen Z's terms. Yeah, but that was only very until recently I actually established that kind of boundary. But when I was younger, I think I already had that boundary, but I didn't know it's called boundary. It's called boundary. Yeah. But now I'm kind of stronger in that sense to put boundaries in gifting others my attention, gifting others my resources, my time, my effort. I think that's one thing we have, or at least the Gen Zs would at least have to develop. The skill of setting boundaries. Because in this age, we like to put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
We like to share, we like to show people what we're up to, stuff like that. I still do. I do. But you don't have to reply to every messages. You don't have to
be there for everyone.
That's
exactly.
It.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I had to learn that too, actually. So it's like at a certain point, I was the person that, I gotta show up for this person. I gotta show, I love these people, I have this, beautiful energy that I kind of love everyone. And I say it, like I verbally tell people that I love them actually. I mean it when I say it. But I realized like, oh no, not all of them understand this. Not all of them can relate to this. And I had to kind of just start limiting it, but not taking it from me. So because some people I realize, they think like, okay, this is not really serving, I gotta cut this habit, but it's at the end gonna affect you because there are like beautiful feature about each person in this world. So if you cut that one thing that, like you're offering to people, then I don't know who you are.
Exactly. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. I was actually just thinking about that a couple of days ago, like, if I do not share this gift to other people, then who am I? Who is Neil Tracy?
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, you could still be the person that you are, but limit yourself. Consider yourself like an exclusive gift.
I like this. I like this.
Only VIPs can access
you,
right?
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing. I have been setting these boundaries only for people who actually, I think, are not doing the work. If I see that you are at least trying, doing the work, welcome to the VIP club.
Yeah, exactly.
You get my wisdom, you get you get my advices, especially my financial advices. Of course, wisdom, personal growth, stuff like that. But if I do not see that you're at least trying, sorry. You gotta try next season.
I like this. I really like this, Neil. You have like a really, really beautiful word for everything you have. But yeah, like I'd be like, it's such an honor to be in the presence of other people with the same energy. Yeah. And I actually, before, I do podcasting full time and I focus on only growing my business and stuff. But one of the things is like, I'd be like, I cannot work with this person. They're not about the work. They're not about like building a brand. They're not about growing this. And even when I'm giving like recommendations, I'm giving my full energy into it. So I'd be like, this person does not match my energy. And at the end, even if I try and I'd be like, okay, let me just cut myself and go to their level, I'd be miserable. So and then I'll be like, no. So I had to flip all of like the shifts and the mindsets around it and be like, okay, if this person does not match the energy, they're not about it, I'm not about it as well. That's pretty much it. That's it.
Exactly. Right? But so I totally agree with what you said. But we also have to be very, very careful, We might, there was a point in my life where I thought I was supreme. I'm going to say it. I thought I was supreme. I thought I knew everything, and the people around me are like, you don't know that? What kind of person are you? Are you even developing? Are you even growing, So I kind of developed that star of the world, because you know these things or because you've known it ahead of time.
Yeah.
But so we have to be very careful with that also. We have to humble ourselves and also, have the beginner's humility, understand where they're coming from. Maybe they don't know how to do this because nobody told them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. It's mostly, it's more like not about to show off or to be like, I'm the start of this, but also to always remind yourself, I'm not going to be the I know it all person. I'm always going to be the humble person that is going to welcome people that are like doing the work.
Yes.
But if they just want to like, they want me to do the work for them, this ain't happening. You will have to do the work, as you said, to be part of the VIP club.
Yes.
Like, if you're not about that, then maybe another group would fit into that.
Yes.
Not my group.
not mine, sorry.
Yeah.
I know you want to be in my VIP club, but sorry, try next season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and then let's talk a little bit about your hostel, because I liked the idea. I liked how you started it, because I felt like this was the smartest move before, putting a lot of money. Some people are just rushing into, let me just do that, poo, and then money is flying. But then you will be like, oh my God, nothing is working. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
But when it comes to you, it was like a smart move. So why don't you tell us about it?
Thank you. It was a very conservative move because, as I told you, I have nothing with me. I had nothing with me. I am getting by. I have a very comfortable life for sure. I get to travel, eat the food that I like, go to places, meet with people. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't have that kind of money that, I can just, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that. I'm not Cardi B. Not yet.
I like that. It's on the plan.
I'm not that. So it started with one Airbnb. I had a friend who I tried helping to look for a new apartment where we're gonna live in an island, a very remote, not very, but I wouldn't say isolated. Also, it's in Siargao, Philippines. It's a big place. It's a big island in the Philippines right now. But then, like I think 2 years ago, it started as a very humble place, and so. To cut the story short, basically, I helped her look for a place.
Okay.
And because she cannot speak the language that's spoken in that island,
local
but I could luckily speak it. So I was helping her, and I like haggling. I'm a cheapskate, right? I'm a very economical person.
Okay.
And I like haggling with people. It's not just because to save money, but also it's funny for me. It's funny, like. give me 500 instead of 600.
Yeah.
I was like, no. And it's some sort of an achievement for me if I would be able to get another person to actually say yes to what I'm doing, you know? Not in a very weird way.
I know.
You know? And so we were able to get a good price for this one apartment. And then there's another apartment next to it. And my friend told me, you know what? Let's do something. Why don't we start putting this online? This one room.
Okay.
One room, just one room.
Okay.
And we're both brokenhearted. You heard that, right? We were both brokenhearted. So we were like, I was like, yeah, sure.
Look at me now.
yeah, exactly. Let's do it. We were not trying to escape the feeling, but at the same time, you know, where you're brokenhearted, when you're in pain, you try to do as much as you could.
Forget.
Maybe forget, or also you were also trying to add more value into your life. So we did one Airbnb, and then we were like, after a month, the profit was very, very.
What were the changes that you brought to this Airbnb?
You'd laugh at this. We basically put very aesthetic things.
I know. You imagine Instagram vibes.
Instagrammable vibes. Not much work, to be honest. Not much work.
I know. That's why I told you it's a smart move, because usually people would put a lot of work and then,
Yeah. We were like, okay, just put this and that and this and that. And marketing. That's the meat of it, you know? That's the meat of it. I was taking pictures of very Instagrammable spots of the place. But if you take a very like a wide
big
angle
image,
of it, a big image of it, you'd be like, oh really? You know? But then people are hooked into the Instagrammable vibe. I wasn't faking it. It's true, it's there. I wasn't editing any parts of it. It's there, but it's just not the complete story.
Yeah.
And the complete picture is in the last of the album. It's the last of the album, you know? So it's still there. But people are lazy.
Yeah.
They don't go through all
You took advantage of that in a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah. It's still there. It's still there. So we got very good profit out of it. And so we started another Airbnb. Like, let's do it. Let's do another. Because we can still do it, you know? And then the second Airbnb, the profit is still good. So we were like, you know what? Let's do a bigger one. While I was looking for a new place for me to rent out, I stumbled upon this group of rooms. Basically, there are rooms in one premise, and well, it was a hostel, but we did a lot of fixing. So we renovated it a bit, and that turned into a hostel, basically a hostel.
Yeah.
And again, we didn't do much yet because we didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
You know?
That time.
We just put it online, take good photos
of it,
put it on booking.com, Agoda, Airbnb, Facebook.
I like
it. Leverage on social media.
Yeah.
Leverage on social media.
Yeah.
People are on social media 100% of the time, 24/7, you know? And I manage the social media myself. And I put the content there, like everything very islandy life. It's not very poshy, no. Because our hostel is not poshy. It's an island hostel. It's an island hostel, very light materials and stuff like that. But people are attracted to that kind.
Yeah.
And so it started selling out until now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's you know what I liked about the story is basically you took advantage of the social media life, because a lot of nowadays people are just show offs.
Yes.
You cannot believe what you see like on that screen.
Yeah.
You cannot believe it. There is a full story behind that you don't know about it, and they don't want you to know about it because there is something going on. They want you to just, stay on top of it. So I like that you took advantage of it. You start promoting. So all your investments were toward the marketing side of it, not toward fixing.
Right.
Not toward fixing the place.
Right. Yeah. It's more of marketing 90% and 5% tending to the place, and then 5% management.
Exactly.
It's like it worked.
Yeah, you made it look easier. I'm not gonna lie to you, Neil. You are making it so easy, but I know there's a lot of work behind it.
For sure.
How many breakdowns you had?
Oh my God, it's I don't know how many, But
I'm not counting.
I'm not counting, but there were a lot of tears shed, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Hiring people, talking to your staff, making people do work for you, renovations. It's not easy. I tell you, it's not easy, especially if you do it from an island, you know, where resources are very limited.
To transfer.
Yeah. But the one thing I hate the most about doing business, I'm going to tell you this,
Okay.
is changing your morals, modifying your morals.
Yeah.
For me, at least how I do it, how I learned to do it, I had to change my perspectives. I had to change my principles. If I'm this person, I'm a soft-hearted person, it doesn't work. I'm sorry, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a way. I haven't learned it yet, but so far it's not working. So I had to really be assertive in communicating with my staff, with the people I work with. Yeah. So you're going to bend a lot of morals. You're going to modify a lot of principles.
True.
It's not easy.
I went through that as well. So one of the good things about it is actually letting people know that this time we're doing work. So I'm going to be direct. There's nothing personal. You're not being attacked.
Yeah.
Just to talk to them, because everyone, are dealing with certain, mindset struggles.
Yes.
Some of them are like stuck in their traumas. Some of them are working on it. So you don't want to trigger anything, and at the same time you want to build those boundaries. So what you want to tell them is like pretty much, here we're doing work. Yeah. After work we can go have fun. I can laugh with you. We can do whatever we want to do together. Here I'm just going to be direct to you. There's nothing personal. I just want you to be good at certain things. Yeah. And if you want to be good at it, I'm here to help. If you don't want to, then it might be this place is not for you. Maybe you should look for another place. Right. Right. So so I had to go through this as well myself.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
But Sarah, I work with local people. I work with underprivileged people. Yeah. People who I would assume does not understand the culture of professionalism. True. Being professional towards other people, serving, or let alone hospitality. Sure, they can do the work, yes. But I couldn't expect for them to deliver the same results as if I'm expecting a result from someone who is from a corporate world, And that's the main challenge right now, even until now, to be honest. Even until now, I'm still struggling with that. But what worked for me is treating my staff as a family.
Oh my God, okay.
As a family. Like, you greet them on holidays, you sit with them, you have meals with them, you ask about their families, you ask about their kids. Is the kid doing good at school and stuff like that? It works. But still, you have to put that boundary, So I cannot be as professional to them as I could.
Yeah. It's not like cutting all of these beautiful features. You have to keep them. Like I have something called the venting session, where I would just I would just have one of my employees, and we would just talk. Right. And we would just have like a great experience. I even share things like, I was struggling with this, and now like this something is fixed. So it is also inspiring, so they don't see you as you're not a human being, because being a leader is going to put everyone thinking that you don't struggle with these things. And once they see you like going through something, they'll be like, shocked. You should go see a doctor, see a therapist, do this, do that. Right. But this is actually the build-up work that you had to do, and now like, boom, it's the moment that it's out. So it's a moment. It doesn't mean like it's gonna just be there all the time, but it's a moment that you went through because of this. So like this is how I go through it.
I'll take a grain of salt from that. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. And the thing is, like in life in general, like the leader has to just show that I'm a human being. I also make mistakes, but I'm learning on a different level. I'm on a different journey. Doesn't mean like I know it all. I'm a person that is always on process to learn more things, but it's like from your perspective, I know what you need to do. Like, I need 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much it. So I guess that's quite the same scenario for you.
Yeah. You have to really be very personal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to also show them that you have vulnerabilities.
Mm-hmm.
You have personal problems.
Mm-hmm.
Not really show them, but make them understand that you're going through the same process as
everyone else.
Right?
Yeah. I do know. It's a journey, I guess, and with the ups, the downs, there's always like the celebration moments, and there's like, let's cry it all.
Right. Break down, shut the door, don't talk to anyone, avoid. Call Grab, I need food, right?
Exactly.
There's that
Exactly. So it's like, how do you deal with these things?
Right.
Now you do have a lot going on. I know that you're a coach.
Yeah.
You deal with a lot of things all the time, so you're always busy.
Yeah.
How do you deal with these type of, downs?
Breakdown.
Because you don't have time to deal with them, actually.
That's true though. How do I deal with it? One, I have a very strong support group.
Good.
Very proud of that. I have a very strong
Shout out.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you guys. Very strong support group, to be honest. My best friends who are based all over the world, but thanks to technology, we could still be able to talk.
Yeah.
That's one. It's important to know who are the people you can call when you feel like everything is unbearable.
Yes, important.
Right? Very important.
Mm-hmm.
That's one, chosen family.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is foundation, emotional foundation. This, I've just started doing this a couple of years ago, but I started to really understand human behavior, psychology, philosophy, understanding why I do this. Why was my trauma like this?
Yeah.
Why were my parents like this?
Yeah.
And I call that emotional foundation to actually try to understand everything,
Yeah.
So when you're breaking down, you can kind of intellectualize and tell yourself, oh, you were triggered by this emotion. That's because of this, and probably you can also tell yourself that, oh, that's fine, everything is temporary, and these wisdom you get from reading books, talking to people, the right people, the right people, talking to the right people, books, people, traveling.
Yeah, I guess it's more like, you either want to make your brain works for you or against you.
Yes.
It depends upon how you train it.
Right.
For me, during like a period passed on me, my brain was in a way that it's working for me when it comes to real life and taking tasks and doing this. Yeah. But during tough moments, my brain worked against me, like definitely against me. So what was the help out of it was mainly having, as you said, like the circle, the main group. So like the 3 a.m. calls, like, hey, everything is feeling like not working, nothing is clicking for me. Right. And you start just venting out, and you just sit in this moment and you realize, oh, no, I was doing too much. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention to my emotions. I was avoiding the feeling of pain. I was avoiding that cry.
Right.
That was like, okay, I'm in a moment when I want to cry, but oh, not now. I got makeup on, I'm doing something. It's not the time, when in reality, it is the time, like let it out, So yeah, this is amazing that you do have like this support group, and you're always like evolving into building yourself out of that. And also, I'm sure that you're providing valuable space to them, not just,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, for sure. And, just to add to that, Sarah, I always, well, not always, but I got questions from people like, how do you deal with bad times, challenges, and difficulties,
Yeah.
Of course, I would tell them that it's wisdom. You carry it through years and years of pain, and learnings and mistakes and stuff like that. But sometimes I forget to tell them that you just go through it. You just feel the pain, just like what you said.
True.
Sometimes you cannot intellectualize.
Yeah.
Like what you said, your body works against you sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if you've read all the books you've read, you spoke to the wisest people, you've spoke to a monk, to a priest, you know, even if you have that, even if you have the strongest support group, I'm sorry to say, but there's no way around it. You just have to go through it, not pass it. You just have to go through it and just hope that at the end of the road, there's wisdom waiting for you.
Yeah, it's more like, how can I say this? Like when you're going through something difficult during a certain moment, right? Some of us tend to, okay, I'm going to journal about it, which is really wise as well. I do that from time to time. But there are like certain emotions that cannot be handled through those papers. You have to let things out of your chest.
Yes.
And some of us hold it. So I actually like those type of people because it's wiser to know how to manage it inside, but one day it's coming for you. It's definitely coming for you.
Sure.
For me, I learned that I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm not going to hold it. I'm just going to feel the feeling. Whatever it is, I'm going through, problems. It is there. I'm not going to avoid it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes as humans, we tend to actually skip it because who wants pain, right? Who wants to go through this?
Yeah.
We always want the good. We always want the white. We really have to go through that. The gray and the black parts of life, the pain. And pain is potential power, just like what I said, right?
Yeah.
So if you use pain, it could be a power. It could be your power, superpower, to be honest, right? Yeah.
For me, it's more like, it was never the pain, but it was, when they say God gave you this vision for a reason, like you have a certain life that you want to reach, you have a certain thing that you want to do in life, and they say like, God will give you a vision for a reason. So even when you're going through tough times, you'd be like, okay, I have this vision. Why do I still have this image of like, this is thriving, my business thriving, I'm living this lifestyle, I'm having this group of people, I'm building this and that. Why do I have this? It's there for a reason, right? So that's what actually kept me kind of like going after things, simply because it feels so right, It's like finding the one.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
It feels so right. Like even during the darkest days of my life, I still hold into that one thing that, okay, this vision, I'm making it happen.
Because there's a vision.
Yeah, there is a vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could interpret that in my way, in the set of beliefs that I have. It's some sort of believing in whatever dream you have, It's a sort of, it's the same principle, I think. It's the same thing, That no matter how hard things get, your vision of your future life is stronger than what you're currently going through.
Yeah.
But that's ideal. Sometimes, sometimes I just shut the door, avoid everyone.
I go through that, but I learned from reading, as you said, and becoming wiser and stuff. Trauma response for someone that actually wants to be around people to isolate themselves.
Right.
So I started doing against it. And I felt like at first it feels so bad because that's not you. As you said, like you have to change you to fit into what you want to do.
Right.
Like you had to change certain perspectives and, how you think. I started, what? I'd be like, oh, they cannot get this. I'd be like, no, it's actually, no, I'm going to be like an open book. It is what it is. I'm just going to deal with it the way I want to deal with it. And if I want to have different results, I rather just go through different phases of reactions and come up with something that would heal me inside, put me in a healing phase.
That's amazing how you do it. I could somehow relate to that in a way, but I think how you do it it's amazing.
Thank you, Neil. Well, for now, like I'm super grateful that you shared like the ups, the downs, the wins. They say something is like when you're winning, you will look for people that actually celebrate you because you will forget how to do it. when you're going through down moments, you will need your circle. For you, what is the best way? What was like the best thing? Is it like the down moments where people lift you? Or was it like the up moment where people kind of like celebrated you and you're like just happy, okay, I did it. You know, it doesn't mean like it's done, but you still have a lot going on. But it was like that moment of like feeling, okay, I'm proud that I did this, did that. Which one do you choose? Like, was it that one or that one?
I don't know. Sometimes when you're down, it's really hard to find that kind of light at the end of the road, right?
True.
But definitely when I kind of already see that there's light at the end of the tunnel, my heart kind of starts racing. Like, oh my God, I'm seeing something.
Yeah.
Something's here, you know? And of course, I'm extremely grateful for the people who have helped me and still are helping me to be where I am right now, you know?
Yeah.
So that gratitude. And of course, I also like to celebrate with people who helped me be where I am.
You're still with the same group.
Same group, definitely.
I like that.
Because they were there with you when nobody believed in you, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you also have to open yourself to people who are new, to fresh faces.
I like that.
Because everybody is living their own lives. You cannot expect everybody to lift you up when you are down, you know? They're living their own lives.
Yeah.
They're probably at the bottom also.
Yeah.
Just like with you. And they cannot give anything at the moment when you needed help as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I guess it's pretty much knowing that it's okay to not help. For example, we're like in this space, right? And something happening, I don't have the space to carry what you're going through. But I'm going to tell you, like, I'm here to listen. I'm here to offer my space to listen. That's all I can do right now.
Right.
There is nothing I can do. Like being open to people. I guess all your journey or your success journey has like a really, really strong relationship with mindset. And with you learning how to be emotionally intelligent and to deal with your emotions. So that's why I'm asking you like a lot of questions related to that, because I know like 80% to 90% of your success was just by changing certain behaviors, and then that's pretty much the result.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. So today I'm gonna finish this episode with like your hot take. So I would like for you to give some hot takes for people, like tips and stuff. Like, what were the things that you learned throughout this journey? Of course, it's still going to be continued, and I wish you like thriving success. I just want to get more juice out of like your journey. If you can give us like a lot of tips related to, you know, what you've been doing, like related to stock market, this, that, and the other, you're coaching, you're having like, or managing your hostel, and you're still building on that. I believe like you have like bigger dreams for it. And I wish you nothing but success. So yeah, tell me more about like what kind of tips you want to direct to people.
Ooh, I think there's a lot that I could give. I like sharing wisdom, stories. But I think I'm going to keep it very short.
Yeah.
Know yourself. Know yourself.
Oh my God.
It starts with that. Because if you do not know yourself, you do not know your worth.
Yeah.
You do not know how you are around people who bring you down.
Yeah.
You do not know how to defend yourself.
Yeah.
To prove yourself, not to other people, but to yourself as well.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, how can you thrive and succeed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Know yourself. How you do that? Experience a lot of things. Go through a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even the things that do not excite you, do it. Because there's always learning in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So long as you actually take that learning into your pocket and go with it wherever you go. You know? So know yourself.
That's lovely, Neil. Like I really, really appreciate like the energy and the way you put it.
Thank you so
I
much.
like how you simplify everything and put it in there. It's definitely like knowing yourself and like just knowing how and what you want. Because when you know that, you know how at least you change through it, because you still have the last point that you want to reach. So they're like, okay, the ups and downs, I'm going to reach there, you know?
Yes, exactly.
So thank you so much, Neil, for joining me today. I'm really happy that we get to do this together. Thank you guys for watching this episode. If you're on YouTube, if you're on other platforms like Apple, Spotify, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.